we needed to. Yeah, so this was the assignment that you people had, and part of the things that you are supposed to do first is to resize resize these things, because you could see that some of the information here are a little bit hidden. So if you could select this, I think this was the first thing that you were supposed to do. You highlight all of it, yeah, so that once you're here, you're able to double click any, so that it resizes, right? So you could do that and just double click, and so you set. So this was the first thing that you are supposed to do. So theory part, I don't think whether it's necessary for me to go through what these things are. Those are basic things. But you need to check here. You are told to rename the first worksheet to practice data. So you just double click and say practice data. And then you go back to another question. Resize the data to autofill all the columns. That is done. Format the dataset using the formatting function to easily readable formats. That's column EF and JK. Columns EF and JK. Actually, you could format EFG and then JK. So what is the formatting that you are supposed to be doing here? Are we supposed to be coloring them? Derek, what formatting did you do here? Derek?
I put it as a date.
Yeah, so these ones were supposed to be into date, be turned into date. There are those people who gave it colors. And one of them is Emily. Emily, you're one of the persons one of the people who, am I right or wrong, Emily? Wewe uliipea colors, ndio? Emily, for some reasons, doesn't want to speak, but yeah. So these ones were supposed to be turned into dates. So the date it was authored, period cover from, yeah, these are insurance, what were actuarial, yeah, these are insurance. That is why like he gave you this, because most of you people, I think most people here are doing it either actuarial or predominantly actuarial. So you have here the date that this thing happened was authored is here. Period cover from, then you check that. Period cover to, account when the year when the account was opened, what is the premium. So these ones, how are you to format these ones? Margaret, J and K, how are you to format? Margaret Gadoni. Margaret Gadoni. Margaret. So you could highlight it into, you could format it into long date format, or if you don't want the long date format, you could come for the short date. Yeah, short date format. So at least now you can see that these ones are dates. So yeah. Period cover, you could change it to currency. Which currency? Kenya shillings. I'm waiting to see something. Okay. Yeah. So what you are supposed to do is to change it from these just numbers into currency. Quite a number of people, there are some people who did not do that, who are not able to do the same. So, and one of them, I don't know whether I can remember, but are you one of them, Hillary? Hillary Omae?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you, I don't know. Okay. My laptop is, the Excel is not responding. But I think one of the things that you did not do is to change it into, hope my screen is visible. Yeah, but to change it into Kenyan shillings, so you could come here and no, it should be up. You will come here and change it into Kenya shillings. Type that. Okay. I don't know whether that should be working. My Excel is showing me dust today. Yeah. So we found a problem with, do you want to try to recover? I don't know what happened with my Excel workbook. But let me do everything that I did and change this to what? Practice data. So this one to date, then this one's to accounting format. Yeah, so I don't know what is happening, but I believe you're able to make that that change. I'm processing some various reports here. I think that is why it's making it to be slow. And they are heavy reports containing sales from 2021. So probably that could also be one of the reasons. So I want to change this into currency and then give it, so even those who gave it dollars, yeah, also did something. I mean, provided you could change it into currency. Yeah, that step is okay, eh? Derek, you're okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So we go back to the other thing. You are told format the dataset using okay. So protect the worksheet with the password data. Yeah. Protect the worksheet with the password data. Yeah, it might have confused, but you could say protect the workbook. So you come here, file, and then come here to protect. But if you want to protect worksheet, it's either you want to maybe protect this one, but it will save us no good. Yeah. So protect worksheet. You could just come and it was supposed to be workbook. Come to file, come here to protect workbook, then encrypt with password, then type data in capital. Data. Then okay. Data. So they will ask you to, so a password is required to open this workbook. My expectation was anytime I'm opening any document, I was to get a request. Yeah, enter password. I got it from two people, and that was Hillary and Joel. So protect worksheet, I think you've seen what you're supposed to do there. Next, you asked to about data validation. So create a unique list of column branch code. From the above list, create a validation for the available unique branches. Yeah. How are you able to find a list of column branch code, a unique list? Yeah, in Excel, I don't know whether there are people who have this function is equaling to unique. Yeah, can you check in your Excel if you have a function called unique? If you have it, just put your thumbs up. Anybody who has the function unique? So Hillary has it. Who else? Yeah. If you don't have it here, there's what? It's available in spreadsheet. I'm seeing Emily also has it. So yeah, I need to update my my desktop exam. Yeah, but this one function that you could use to create a unique list. So you say is equaling to unique, then you point it to the column that you want it to look at. So you want it to look at the unique branch code. So is equaling to unique, and then you point it to this column of branch code. So it will select for you the unique. So for example, if it meets Thika, it will just pick one of them. So Thika, and then Eldoret, pick just one. CBD picks one. Mombasa picks one. Similar to Nairobi, it will pick the same. Yeah, and any other unique function that is there. Have you tried it? It's working, Hillary.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah. So you say is equaling to unique, and it works, right?
yes.
Yeah, there's that functionality. Which you could also use even for this one. So you could just do it here and say is equaling to unique for those who have that functionality. But if you don't have it, then you could just come here and say, so we want to do what? Create a unique list of branch code from the above list, create a validation of the available unique branches. Yeah, so hapa, we could come and just say data and data validation, and then data validation. So we could come here and click list. Anyway, there are those people who are doing hii yote iliachwa blank by many people, and everything you are supposed to be doing here. Wengine left it blank, they come and create data validation here. They are coming and creating data validation here. Yeah, which of course you could create it here, but where we wanted the things to be, we wanted to see a unique list here. From the above list, which you found here, create a list, create a validation for the available unique branches. So you just create it here, which you could also do by saying data validation, and then you say we have a list. Then when you're asked the source, then you come to click, when you're asked the source, you come and click practice data, and click this one. I know branch code might be picked, but let's see. So practice data D to D, and then click on OK. Let's see. So if you click here, yeah, I know branch code is going to be picked. Yeah, so what you're supposed to do is, let's say it's D1 to cancel. Let me check. We are going to D1 up to 7999. So it's 7999. 79999. So you could just come here and say not remove duplicates. Data validation and clear all. And, okay. Then you come here and say data validation list. What is our source? Our source is practice data. But again, you want it this one. Why is it picking branch code? Okay. Okay. Let me remove it once more, and then it must work. So if I select this, but I want to edit it to oh, I started with 1. Okay, yeah, I've realized the mistake. So it's not supposed to be starting at 1, it's supposed to be starting at 2. Then you say that is your unique list. So instead, I wrote here 1 instead of 2. So it's supposed to be D2, this here, we are starting at here, not branch code. Because if you include D Yote, branch code is also going to appear. That is for those who did not create a custom list first, did not get a unique list first. Okay, so you put here, okay. And then you have now Mombasa. Yeah, you can see Mombasa. So that means that there is a Mombasa that has an extra space in mind, which is going to affect our functions. I don't know why it's having, and I'm seeing some CBDs. So suppose we had a list here, so that it doesn't spoil the show. Nairobi, and then we had CBD, and then we had MSA. I think there was that, and there was also LD. There was also Thika. Which else was among the lists? Nairobi, CBD, MSA. So I need to clean this on my side. So Nairobi, CBD, MSA, LD, Thika, and
KSM, Kisumu, I think.
Kisumu and Nakuru. Yeah. And what else? It was these ones, right? Yeah, because I think mine is having some unless I did not do a data validation which is correct. List, ignore blank, and cell drop down. Yeah, there must be something. Cell drop down. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah. So if we have that unique list, then this is what you could point it to. Then we say let me clear all. And then I point this to data validation, any value list. What is my source? My source is this one. And then, okay. Then now I have a list of the unique list here. So if you could use the formula is equaling to unique. So for those people who have unique functionality here. Otherwise, you could do it in a spreadsheet or Office 360. Yeah, Google Spreadsheet has this functionality. Similarly, if you also have a list of column source were 3, I think. No, is it a unique list of column source? Branch code, column source. Yeah, the column source. Yeah, this one. It's a broker, agent, and there were 3. Broker, agent, and was it 3 or 2? There were 3. Broker, agent, and direct. Yeah, broker, agent, and direct. So even for you to identify those lists, you could even come here and do what? And put a filter. So once you put a filter and click here, you can see you have Thika, Nairobi, Nakuru, Mombasa, Kisumu, LD, CBD. Similarly, you could come here to source and just know that there are 4. Facultative in. So agents, broker, direct, and facultative in. So this one is agents. And then you have facultative in. So you could create also a unique list here of these ones, data validation, and come to this and then say list, point it to where you are coming from and this, and then do enter, do an OK, so that you have when you click here, you have a list that is inside this. Similarly, you're told to now copy cell B17. So B17 is this, you copy it here and come here to branch validation, Control B. You are told to copy cell B22 in cell that, you come here and paste it here. Yeah. And then, I mean, that was just done. What I was interested in is if I am able to see, if I click on your, on this cell, was I able to see this list? Is there somebody who's complaining that I mentioned that he did not finish, but he had this drop down? Of course, no one. Then there's Derek. Derek, are you complaining?
Yes, I had the list.
You had the list.
Yes.
Okay, I'll check. And then create a formula in cell D35. Cell D35. Marked in red using mixed referencing, and drag the formula across and downwards to ensure it works properly. There is somebody here. No, that was Rickens. I think he's not here. Who created a formula for this column, came here, created formula for Huku, created formula for Huku. So I'm gonna drag it. There are others that came and pasted values. You come and sijui umeifanya wapi, umeifanya na calc, unaitype hapa. Dickens, are you one of them?
No.
You didn't have pasted values?
No, like I dragged from the first formula. That is the first column.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think I'm mistaking you for somebody else. But there are some culprits here. They're just hiding. That is what you are supposed to be. Oh, okay. So what is the formula that you are supposed to write here? Let me check. SC Mwihaki. SC Mwihaki, your assignment ilikata kurudi, but it also had some. I was trying to return it and it's telling me could not return assignment. I don't know why. I think I should show you a screenshot of the comments. SC, what am I supposed to write here?
You're supposed to. Okay, let me think a little. But
We want to finish this thing teke teke and then we look at cleaning. Data
equal
cleaning.
sign, $sign, D.
Eh?
Okay, will you please give me a moment? Try. Okay, $sign. Okay, remove the $sign. Write C.
Yeah.
C35.
Yeah.
Asterisk times. D $sign. I'm not sure. I can't remember well how I did.
No, just Nini. Just complete it.
34.
So is it correct? 20% of 1000 Ni, right? And Esther. Yes or no,
Yeah.
Esther? Okay. So that one is correct, eh? So we drag it this way. So what is happening to these other ones? Is 25% of 1050?
No, not really.
And is 30% of 1015?
I got 300. I don't remember the formula. I got 250 and 300.
And again, it's not about getting the correct answer, but now understanding what am I supposed to be doing. Yeah, it's not cramming or something, right? Ndio,
Yeah.
Esther. Yeah. Steve Andrew, could you correct this formula?
Yeah, so from what she's called AC has shared,
Mhm.
I think after the is equal sign, there should be a dollar sign before C35.
This one.
Yes.
That is the only correction? Is there any other correction?
That's what I spotted.
Okay. Yeah, so still gives 200. So you go to this, if you drag it, so it gives you 30% of 1000, that is 300. So you drag it down. Yeah, so you have here 20% of 2400, 25% of 2000, yeah, hivyo. So 25% of 5000 ni 1250, 30% 1500. Yeah, most people were able to get this section, but the other sections. And then, how many customers does the insurance have? Tip, use the formula. So si hapo you could just write nini customers, so that we know like what are we working with. No, customers. So customers. What is the formula that I use here, Mr. No, not Mr. Amos? What is the formula that I'm supposed to use here?
Count.
So I write what?
Is equals.
Count
if. Yep. And then into brackets, then you highlight. You source the data from the subcode.
So I get
the subcode.
Subcode. What do you mean subcode? Oh, this one. Oh, okay. Okay, let me go back and see what it comes. I'm being told I've entered too few arguments for this function. Mr. Amos, tell me what I'm supposed to do. Solomon, correct this function. Solomon, unmute. Solomon is, yeah, because of time, we go to next person. Who is serving Amos? Bodza? Yeah, but here we aren't at count if yet. Yeah, we could just use the count functionality, right? Mr. Nani? Amos. Yeah, you could use count practice data than this one. Let's check what is happening. So if you do that, you find that there are 7,998. Another formula here. I want us to check it. Yeah, there should be count distinct. But yeah, we could just say that, of course, subcode here, you could find some are repeating. So which means that one customer has so many accounts, right? But if you wanted just to count specific customers ni wangapi, specific customer. So if you find 543, you remove one and unaiweka moja. You pick one, like one customer. So there's count distinct, but count distinct it's not in I don't know whether in the upgraded versions. Yeah, I'll upgrade also mine. But here we are going to count all of them because maybe a client unapata, for example, 543 has an account which opened the sources direct. You could also find the sources agents. You could also find the sources, probably even a broker. Yeah. So 543 still pia unapata hapa kuna broker. Yeah. So you can't use count distinct for this one. Yeah. So that's it. So you could just use that formula of count, practice data, then you'll find that they have 7,998. And then you're told, what is the total sum of premiums in LD town? So you are told first, create a branch validation and select town. So here, this is the place where you are supposed to create branch validation. But we had already created, did we create branch validation? Yeah. So we had already created a branch validation. You could just come and copy and paste it here. So which one are you? We want to deal with LD. So you select it so that it's appearing there. So what is the total sum of premiums in LD town? So which formula do we use here? So this is what you are supposed to do. So here again, you could just copy and select Mombasa town. You could just come here again, control and select and select Thika. LD Mombasa Thika. Yeah, so which formula do I use? Madam Faith. Which formula? Quick. Yes? Faith. Sorry?
Sum if.
Oh, so tell me the formula to write. Is equaling to? Sum if.
Sum if. Just a minute. Check.
Mwalimu, I don't know if I'm the only one who is seeing your screen is freezed.
It's frozen. Really? Is there anybody experiencing not seeing my screen? Nathan is saying no. Nathan, are you seeing or you're having an issue? I can see. So I don't know. Valentine, I don't know whether it's you who asked the question, but you could check your device.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check my network.
Okay. Yeah. So Faith, back to you. Sum if
open brackets. Select range, which is the premium range.
So we are told total sum of premiums. Okay. Let me just do what you're saying. Premium. So this one, eh?
No, it's a branch. Sorry, branch range.
Branch range.
Yeah.
Comma.
Yeah, comma. And then the criteria, which is Eldoret.
So so you point it here, eh? Comma.
Then the sum range, which is the premium range.
So you come back here and say premium. So this one. Then you close your bracket.
Close the bracket.
So if you got this, then you are, so this is 220, this is 18,402,220. So that is the formula. So if you check here, the moment I change CBD, vitu zinabadilika. The moment I put Kisumu, this is what you are supposed to be doing. The moment I come and change maybe Nakuru, you see some changes. If I check Nairobi, you see changes. But anyway, we were in LD. So that is what you are supposed to do. What is the total sum insured? Yeah. Somebody else to pick up that. Who hasn't spoken here? There's Sizzler. Fly away. We'll help where we can. Which formula should I use? Or if you are not able to speak, you type and tell us where you are. And denominate someone. Okay. Let's hear from Ross. Ross, tell us the formula to use here. What is the total sum insured? Kindly speak, people.
Is equal to is equal to sum if open brackets you select the
So sum insured in Mombasa town. Yeah, you could come and select branch code, comma, and then we go back to this. Then
yeah.
What else? Then we point it to this.
Select premium.
Comma.
You select the premium.
Then sum range is, we are told, we are not selecting premium, Ross. We are told sum insured. Sum insured is here. So you don't select premium, you select sum insured.
Oh yeah, sum insured.
So again here, it's 188, 612, 356. It's 112 billion, 356,000, no, 11 billion, 235,612, 235 million. Yeah, whatever it is, that big value. Yeah, so similarly, if you change it and play around with them here and there, you'll find different values. Okay, you come to maybe LD, you get a value there. You come to Nairobi, you get a value there, but you're in Mombasa. Sorry, you're in Mombasa. Yeah. What is the total sum insured in Thika? So there's this sum insured in Thika. Similarly, that is just the same. So total, what is the total sum of insured in Thika town brought by agents? You see, what is the total sum insured in Thika town brought in by agents? So here, which formula do we use? Hezron. Hezron, which formula do we use? Hezron? Men don't want to speak. Mariwa, which formula are we using here? The more you speak, the more you get these things. That should be the trick that is guiding you. But for the sake of time, so we use some ifs. Yeah. So here because we are looking at two conditions. Sum insured, then we have a town which is Thika, Then we have watu wa kuuza the policies agents. So, but I told you that some ifs has a different outlook. So sum range starts as compared to sum if, where sum range is the one that we are ending with. So sum ifs, what is our sum range? We have been asked total sum of insured, where you come here total sum of insured and put a comma. We go back to our check practical. Brought in by agents. Wait, some practice data. Okay, we've selected the sum range, and then now we say, let me remove this one and let me look at it. So criteria range 1. So we want to look at town which is thicker. So branch, comma, branch is equaling to thicker. Yeah, and then comma, brought in by agents. Brought in by agents. Oh, there's something that I've not done here. It's going to mess us. Let me remove it first. And copy. Here we need to have agent validation for the source. So let me copy this source validation and put it here. Yeah, so I come here and select agents. So I need to see thicker agents, then I write the formula here. So it's equaling to sum ifs, sum range, our sum range is sum insured, comma, then we need branch, which should be equaling to thicker, comma, what is our next criteria? Criteria range 2. Criteria range 2 is source, comma, which should be equaling to agents. Now you select agents here. Then you close the bracket. Then you say the total amount brought in by agents from Thika, it's this value, which is 960, 364, 623,364,960. So here you can now play around and say those brought by facultative in, let me just check if I copied the name correctly, but facultative in, and then inasema 0, direct 570, broker walikuja na hiyo. So if you play around with CBD also, you could see what, yeah, probably I wrote this facultative in wrong. It's coming 0. But we are looking at thicker, and we have the agents. So we have the value here is 63, this one. So complete the table below. Broker, agents, direct, facultative in, walikuwa na ngapi? So here you could also use which function? Which function do we use here to find total premiums? So we have premiums as sum insured zinafuatana. So you could just say is equaling to count if, you come here say count if, then what is our range? Our range is count if, wait, it should be count ifs. So total premiums, broker, okay. So it's okay. Count if, what is the range that we are supposed to be counting? The range is this one, premium, comma, so count if, the range that we're supposed to be counting is this, and then we are looking for broker. So, wait. We're supposed to be using So what is it's sum, not count. Is it count or sum? So sum if. Let's check if sum if is going to work. Sum if, unless I'm writing should sum ifs practice J. Sum range is data J. If criteria range 1 is this one. I was missing something. Check. I think this should be working. Yes. So that is the it's supposed to be sum ifs. So sum ifs. So we are summing if this list source is equaling to broker, and then once you're done with that, you can drag this formula this way, or let's drag it first down. I think that should be working. Then we write another function for this. So it's equaling to sum if still. I thought it was going to pick direct the next column from the other side, but let's see. Is equaling to sum ifs, and then what is the sum range? The sum range is supposed to be this. So I was sum insured, comma. Then I go back to this, and it's saying broker. So criteria range 1. So our criteria range 1 is this column, comma, should be equaling to broker, which is this. Then you do the enter data. Then you drag it down. Yeah. So sum if practice data is equaling to that, blah blah. Yeah, but what I did was supposed to be working. Let me just check. But it's supposed to work if we come back and check B51. Total JII. Okay, no, it's not working. It's not automatically picking the next cell. The next column, sorry. Yeah, so that is what you are supposed to be doing in that assignment. Anybody who have a question? Anybody with a question on the upper parts that you've done, or who had something that needs clarification? Nathan?
So for me,
Yes.
yeah, it's just the issue of this dragging the
Formula.
the formulas, especially like the 24, the copy cells B17 in cell
Which one?
B17. I just believe that's why I missed something.
Which one? Here?
Yeah. Then I can see they're all dragging all through. Okay, I did in a different way, but I also got similar.
You did it in this worksheet, or you did it in this worksheet? There are some people who lifted things and G came and did something.
Okay. No. For me, I just did as you given it in the work. I never did like opposite, but now the issue is about you dragging and getting similar answers as I did, though like my performance was poor.
So, like your issue is with me dragging this information.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you are dragging and it's not bringing the same answer.
No, for me, isn't I was not dragging. I just like.
Or you are typing.
Yeah. Like not typing.
Okay.
It's not typing. It's how like for you it's efficient because like you're dragging and getting the answers. But for me, I had to do one by one.
No, these ones you could do. You could just drag them around, because like this information that we're asking here, it's sitting on the same column that we are going to be using. It was sitting on this same column. So that's why like it's easy for us to drag and get the answer because these things are sitting in the same column. Yeah, this one also similar to the same. So there was no need of you coming to type the. But again, even if you did that, at least it jogged your mind. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Doing it one by one, it's laborious, but that's why we have the drag functionalities in Excel. Huh? Yeah. You are told use the concatenate function, create a dynamic title, including your name and the date today. So we talked about concatenating. Yeah. So you talked about concatenating, how to concatenate. Washikadau. There are people who are not able to even do that concat. So that was also disappointing. But I think it was one of the simplest things that you were supposed to do. So you could type it somewhere and then do a concatenate. You could type the two texts here. You could type a text here and then type maybe the date. But there's also something you could research how to. There's a formula in Itwanga today. Yeah. There's a formula that is called today. You could look at how you could use it. Tab. There's a today function. Check how you can use it with the concat. But again, you could just write your name here. You could just write your name. So let's say we are talking about Amos Sumbi. So you have Amos Sumbi, right? And then we have what? We have so Amos Sumbi, and then we also have is equaling to today. And then I close this bracket and do it that way. So I could say is equaling to concatenate. So what is text one? Text one could be this. Yeah. Then I could put a comma and say first is and we have okay, let's first test it if it's going to work. What is our text number 3? And then say, yeah, it's not going to, it's giving us 45455 instead of the date. Yeah, but you could look at how you could use the today function within that CapCut. So that even if somebody opens it tomorrow, it will automatically pick the date of that next day. The other easier way would be just to type the date here. I was looking at something, but you could easily type the date, maybe 2024 here, and then just say, yeah, still it's so is equaling to, or just type the date 9/2023. Yeah, so you could do it this way, 2024. So you could join the two also this way. So Amos Sumbi, oh, there should be as at. Yeah, and then maybe you have another column here for as at. And then you join all those to this, and then join plus the date of that day when you made the submissions. So once that is done, you could finally save the data using your name and date of submission. So when you are saving this, you change it from Advanced Excel Project 1 to, if it's Amos Sumbi, Amso. So Amos Sumbi, your name and date of submission. So you use a hyphen and say 9 23 then 24. Then you could have it this way. There are some people who did not save their work this way. Yeah, but one thing that you could check is how you could make your date dynamic using the today function. So if you want to pick, if you want to know which date we are or which day we are in Excel, you could just say is equaling to today. Which date we are is equaling to today, and then it gets you that. I want us to finish with that there, unless there's a burning question. The theory part, you could look at what is there. Any question? Do you have any question?
I have a question.
Yeah, ask the floor.
Yeah, for the total premiums and sum insured, for me, I used sum if and not sum ifs, and the answers were almost the same.
Yes, sum if.
Yes.
So is equaling to sum if. Let me see. Is equaling to sum if. So sum if asks you the range. Yeah, it could also still work. So is equaling to range. So what is our range? Our range is this, right? So comma, our range is that, and then what is the criteria? The criteria should be this one. What is the sum range? Sum range is this one, right? Yes, you still get the same thing. So you come here and drag 83. Sindio? It's still the same. You could also write here ingine for you to calculate this other one. So just okay, Steve, eh? Yes?
Okay.
Okay. Any other question? Let's open that file that I sent in the group. As I receive any question before we go to the next thing. Data cleaning. And I'll also give you a data today. Go and clean it, and then you see what you have by the end of before the end of tomorrow. So get ready, go and clean something and send it back. Yeah. Okay. So if you have opened the data, thumbs up. We want to do very quickly. There are other things that we'll cover tomorrow. Hillary is okay. Who else? Raviran Brook something. Next, Steve, Valentine, Derek. Those are few hands, and we are so many. Somebody else? Who else is okay? Yeah. So if you look at this data, what are some of the things that you think can be done? Yeah, Nathan Kiprop. What are some of the cleaning that you think will be done within this data? Let's start with Mr. Hillary. We need to clean this data now. So what are things that we could look at?
The dates.
The dates.
Yeah, they're in different styles.
So dates are in different formats. So that is the first thing you've noticed. What else? Not you now. Steve, what is another thing that you've noticed with the data? Yes, Rawena.
For gender, some people are missing gender. How do I say it? They haven't been given whether they are male or female.
So missing values. So gender missing values. Rawena, your hand was up.
Oh, mine is said. I want to say the gender.
So Rawena Brooks, is that the real name? You've never seen Rawena
Yeah.
Brooks in the class.
Rowena. I wanted to say gender.
Okay, yeah. Is this your first time?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Who else? We have Ross. What can you see with the data? What's the issue? Ross,
Number of decimal places in FTE.
In FTE, number of decimal places. It's 1 and 0. Okay, yeah, you could say number of decimal places. FTE. Who else? Not Derek. Valentine. Mariwa.
There are some null departments.
Null departments. Yeah, there's Valentine and then there's Mariwa. Mariwa? Null departments. Mariwa, anything you've noticed? Ama zimeisha? Yeah. But there are some things that we mentioned sometimes in the past that you might not know. For example, extra spaces. Those are things that you could check for, depending on what you want to do with the data. Extra spaces. Sometimes you could find that maybe even these names has extra spaces, so it makes analysis not really different, but not okay, because extra spaces, as I mentioned, kwa ile example ya male and male. So if there's a male with an extra space, you can't see them, but you could check it with the trim function that we mentioned. Yeah. Another thing that you could check here. Yeah, I think it's only that. Yeah, but part of data cleaning that also involves sometimes just a minute. Okay, yeah, part of data cleaning also involves sometimes breaking down or maybe splitting columns into two. And some of the things you may want to split, for example, you may want to split work location so that you want to split it into a country, the city, and also country, right? Those are things that also involved in data cleaning. It's not only just identifying mistakes, but it's also making the data easily analyzable, right? Yeah. So let's check, for example, if we were to split the columns, which columns do you think we could start with? Just for you to understand the processes of maybe even splitting data. Something was distracting me. Okay, yeah, which column could we split apart from this work location?
Another example can be name, maybe first name, last name.
Yeah, so we could have here. So let's have here first name. So how do we split it? Yeah, there's something that is called flash fill. Sometimes Excel identifies what you're doing. So for example, right now, if I start typing, yeah, it's always appearing in, let me see if it's going to appear here. Yeah. So this is what you call flash fill. So the moment I start typing Minerva, and then I'm typing, this is owner, right? So Excel is understanding that I am picking the first names. Yeah. So somebody who has seen that. So if I click tab, it automatically collects for me the first names of these people. So that is a functionality in Excel that is called flash fill. Yeah. Anybody who has also seen that in their tool? I hope you have. If yours is not working, yeah, I'm seeing Hillary confirming that. But that is one thing that you could do. So if you wanted first name, we could just pick that. Let's see if it's going to pick for us the second name. But this is very manual. There's something else that you're going to check that makes it second name. So second name is called Ricardot. Ricardot. Then we go next to Donan. Yeah, you see, it's also identifying the second name. Spraberry, Linford. You just type enter, press enter, and then you see flash fill options. So undo flash fill, accept suggestions, select all 0 blanks, select all 275 change cells. Yeah, but anyway, those are just options that you can play around with. But this is flash fill for you to separate or maybe split two columns. But the only mistake is the only problem with it, if I change this first name Minerva to something else, I change it to, if I change it to Emily, it will not automatically change here, right? So you can see Emily Ricardo, but then we have here Minerva still. If I change this second name, yeah, Donan to Derek, it is not changing. Yeah, so that is also one limitation of this. So that is splitting fast. So I think that is understood. Something else, of course, we could have started by highlighting this date. And yeah, Nathan Kiprop, just unmute and ask the question. You have seen a thumbs down. Ask, because you're moving to the next thing. It's 7:49. Can you repeat? So first name. So we just wanted to extract first name. Yeah, this from this name. Yeah. So what you just do is it not no there's no formula we are using here. You just start by typing. So the first name here is Emily. I go to the next one. The next one is owner, right? So right now you can see there's some grade text here. So that Nini is suggesting for you. Excel is suggesting for you. So it is understanding that you are picking the first names from this list of names, which I just put enter. So I just press enter and everything is flash fill. So that is what we call a flash fill functionality. Let's see. Work location. Yeah, Nathan, I think now you're okay. Work location. So if I start by typing remote, then I go to Seattle. So for those who yeah, so this one is let me see if it's picking, if it's picking. Yeah, no, this one is not picking, probably because of the issue we had here. In remote, there's no second information for us to pick from here. I think that is also why it is not picking. And again, probably from the fact that there are others that do not have, Easy Remote do not have a second instance. So that is why work location is not working pretty well. But that is flash fill. You could do it easily with this name function or this first name that you are extracting. You go back to this one, you could see also that dates are not in the correct format. You could see 12th November 18th, then there is 9/2 2019. Then there's another one with March 2018. So you could just highlight it and come to general here and maybe give it short date. Let's see, it's not working. Why is it not working? Let's change it first to okay. So these ones are they seem to be texts. Let me see this. Why it's not working? Text date with the so convert. So once we convert the Control Z. So if we change it even to numbers, it's not working. Yeah, this date is they're not working for this 22nd February 2021. Yeah, trying to understand why. Anybody that his is working, like if you highlight this and change all of them into one single date format.
Yes, mine has worked.
Yours is working, Amos? Yeah, I don't know why mine is not. Whether it should be something with short date there, but this so these ones changed the Amos, eh?
Yeah, they changed.
Okay.
Because I've just this short date.
Yeah, I don't know what's the issue on my end because these ones are not changing, but you could change it. Anybody else when yake is working? So that we don't have only one. Who else?
Yes, mine is also working, but still it is not as consistent. They are not all consistent.
Yeah, these ones are changing. Some of them are not changing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I might also need to check why. Yeah, I've tried turning all of them into numbers, but these ones are not. Yeah, I'll find out. Yeah, so that could be one way also of you ensure that dates are in the correct correct format by just going through this, and I think we did the formatting even with the assignment that we had, but you could just do the long date, short date, the one that you like. Let me try long date if it's going to. Yeah, those ones have some few issues. Yeah, but that is it. If you had maybe incomes here, you could also go the same way we did with the account. You go the dollar way and click there to find more accounts. Accounting format, sorry. Something else that you could look at is you could see that, for example, if you look at Lena Brookshaw, yeah, Lena Brookshaw, there's an extra space, yeah. So before I typed Lena Brookshaw, I first clicked on space or the tab, the space tab, and then started typing. If you check Wine Trigger, that name, you could also see there is an extra space as it's starting. Same to Jill, same to Aldrich. Aldrich, there's quite a number of spaces there. But looking at it with the a naked eye, it might be problematic, right? So you just come here and say, we want to clean the name. Which function are we using to remove those extra spaces, Mr. Mr. Who? Mr. Wisdom. Which function are we using to remove the extra spaces? Wisdom? It will be ironical to your name if you fail to respond and get the right answer. Wisdom. Solomon Tongai is saying not sure. Who is sure? Which formula do we use here? Trim. Jail Musili, Faith, trim. Yeah, so we use trim function. So Wisdom has decided to leave. So trim. So is equaling to trim. Which text do we want to trim? We want to trim Emily Ricardot. And then do an enter. So you double click, and then you can see wine trigger. Now if you type it here, even if you look at it, there is no extra space now, right? Compared to this one. Yeah. So I said if you want to copy that information, you just copy, but when pasting it here, you right click and paste values. Paste values. So, because if you click it here, you can see there is a trim function. So that if I delete this column, wait. So if I delete this column, you can see there is REF, referencing problem. Yeah. So Control Z. So, but wait, let me go back to this. But you can see this one has not been impacted. So once you've written that formula, you just don't paste directly, but paste numbers, paste values. Another thing is delete. So that trim functionality you've also seen it. So using yeah, even before that, you could see that we have yes, Valentine.
I have a question. Is it possible to have an array of names trimmed all at once instead of going one name after the other?
Trimmed at once. See, that's why we used the trim function. And double clicked.
Oh, you highlighted all the.
No, what I did is I just is equaling to trim, right? And then highlighted just this text and then pressed enter. Sindio? Once this is done, are we together up to that point?
Yes.
Once this was done, double click upper. See, it has highlighted.
Oh.
Yeah, you couldn't
I now
highlight
get
it because
Okay,
like kuna information mingi. Okay, yeah, you're welcome. Okay. And then, so there are these gaps. So yeah. So if these gaps were numbers, how would you fill them? So there is this one, there is this one, there is also this one, there is also this one. There is also what? This. And yeah. So let's see. Yeah, I'm just trying something here if it's working. But find the place. Then I put that space blank. Oh wait, or put that blank and replace it with. But it's going to fill all the nini. Now you can't do it this way. Yeah. So this one might even mean you just manually do. How do you feel for missing values? Or missing values for strings? Yeah, these ones you could. Because if you say find and replace, if it finds any empty space, it will replace it with the number that you have given. Yeah, which is not going to make sense. But if you come to these other ones, if you come to salary, there's a way you could. So sometimes you may replace with the mean. Sometimes you replace it with the median. Sometimes you replace it with, so it depends on how you want to replace these missing values. So you may replace it with the mean, you may replace it with the median score, you can replace it with what else? So it's either mean, median score, or what else? Yeah, it's either mean or median score. Mode is not always the mode is advisable for you to replace with string variable. So for example, male, you analyze this data, upate watu wote, most of them are male. Then you could say, hawa watu, probably the missing values were also male. So this one is always based on your intuition. So what do you think? So if most people are male, then probably these people are also male. Or you look at values that are around. Ukipata ya kwamba like mostly ulikuwa umeandika females around that area, then probably this one was also a female. So when it comes to replacing missing values for string variables, sometimes it's just based on, okay, what do you think? Yeah, for this one. But for this, you could find the average. So you can see here, for example, upper average of selected cells, it's 72,247.75. Then that is what you fill with the few missing spaces here, right? So you could just maybe do a filter, then let's see. Do we have Nini for blanks? Yeah, so blanks. Then once you found that average, you could unselect all, then select these blanks and say under salary we have these blanks. Then you replace it with the mean. So mean yetu ilikuwa 72,000, I think 447.75. Then that is it. So you drag it around so that it replaces the missing, all those missing values. So missing values could be replaced with the mean. So that is something that you could then select all so that you get it back. Then you go to gender. What is the missing values? You could click on the blanks and then see that you have gender. So once you have you could look at the names and see what it means, but you could replace it with the model value. So if most of the people are male, you could just say male. Or you could say up male, and then you look at how you can sprinkle it. So this one is just based on, there's no standardized way of getting it back. But for this numerical, like the salary, you could replace it with the mean. The most common one that people use is the mean. So mean is what you're going to use to replace it. That is the standard one that people use. If you use a tool like SPSS, you could even replace it with the mean of the nearest values. So you could say pick the mean of 5 values that are near the blank one, then 5 values, the mean of 5 values that are around the blank space, and then replace it with that value. Yeah, so that is also another just a minute, I respond to something here. Yeah. So that is it. So anybody with a question on replacing missing values? There's another way we are going to look at it in Power Query. Don't worry, Power Query editor, but not today. We'll do it tomorrow. So something else. This one is because what we are doing are very manual. Power Query editor is a quicker one to even split or to even do the data cleaning. The next thing we want to do is also split, but using a formula called there's a functionality called it's in data. Yeah, this one, text to columns. So try to see where text to columns is. So under data, there's text to columns. Yeah. So if you want to split, for example, this name, Emily Ricardot. So we want to split it into two. Or we could say we want to split work location. So we come here and go to text to column. You first highlight the column that you want to split. Have you gotten up to that text to column? You can do a thumbs up. If you're not there, we help. Hillary, Rose. So somebody is not there. Steve, Andrew. Steve, what's the problem?
No, I dropped off shortly because of bundles.
So you haven't gotten to that section?
Yes.
Yeah, text to column is under data. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you first highlight the column that you want to. To split. So once we are there, let's look at this. So the text user determined that your data is delimited. Delimited is like you could say comma delimited to mean that work location is separated by comma. Like the words that I want to split is separated by a certain word. There is a separator. So for example, here there is the delimiter here is comma. There could also be delimiter as space. So if you wanted to separate or maybe to split the column number B, then the delimiter could be space. But here, the delimiter is comma. That is what we are saying. So if this is correct, choose the next. Choose next or choose the data type. So we have said that it's delimited. Then let's say next. So next, you are asked what is the delimiter. So it's not tab. Tab is space. So we could say it is comma. So if you say comma, you can see what is happening. Let's say you did not say comma and you say semicolon. There is nothing that is happening here under data preview. But if you change it from that semicolon and say comma, you could see it's being separated. Even if you say space, it's also being separated. But it will not make sense because New and then Zealand is also going to be split. And if you go down, New and Zealand. Yeah, it's only New and Zealand. Yeah. So space is not the correct thing. We say comma and then click next. Yeah. So you could see here work location and then you could see here another one. And then you say finish. So once you finish, you can see here we have remote and then so we could call this one city and we could call this one country. I mean, just tend to think of it that way. Of course, is a remote, they don't have a country. Yeah, remote, these are people working remotely. Anybody having a challenge with that? Thumbs up if you're okay. Mm-hmm. Unmute if you have an issue. Benjamin Owen is good. Seeing Valentine, Solomon. Yeah, so that is text to column. Yeah, so I think that is that. Let's check also something here. Suppose we want to use this column. You can see if FTE. FTE means what? Probably it could mean full-time employee or something, right? Yeah. So if it is 1, then it means that person is a full-time employee. If it is 0. If it's less than 1, then it could mean that the person is a part-time employee. So I want to write a function that determines whether somebody is a full-time employee or is a part-time employee, because that is part of data analysis. You may want to understand how many people do we have for full-time, how many people do we have for part-time, right? So if I were to write, so let's say full-time stroke part-time, full-time stroke part-time. If I were to determine that, how would I know that? Let somebody tell us what to do. Let's hear from who? Yeah, people are really praying that they don't be picked, but we'll pick either way, and pick pick Derek. Derek, I want to know if Emily Ricardot is a full-time employee or not. So how do I go about it? Derek?
Use the if function.
So tell me what to type.
Equals to if. The value if true is 1.
Yeah. So what you haven't told us the logical test first.
Oh, the logical test is column G.
If you say column G, then I should do this.
Yes.
Okay. Comma.
The value if true is 1. Value if false is less than 1.
And I close the bracket.
Yes.
So why is it that Excel inakwambia mambo mingi hapa? Okay, good trial. I mean, it's a trial. Benjamin. Benjamin Owino. You could help the masses. Benjamin. Benjamin is shy. Faith. Faith. We want to jump out. We talked about these things when talking about formulas. I have faith is also shy. Emily, you have not spoken today. Emily,
I can't seem to
you can't?
get it. I can't get it.
No, just tell us something.
Equal sign if in brackets. The column G.
I do this. Or what?
Equal to equal to 1. Comma. The speech marks permanent. Then comma. Then next speech mark fixed term.
So yeah, we will say part-time. Yeah, see, you couldn't seem to get it, but you're getting it. Yeah. So this is what you could write, eh? So wait. Control Z. I've written some. Okay. I've made some mistake to what you are doing, but yeah. Emily mentioned that if then column G2 is equaling to 1, then comma part-time, full-time, sorry. So if that value is not equaling to 1, no, full-time, sorry, full-time. If that value is not equaling to 1, value false, then you mention that it's part-time. Part-time. And then, so that is full-time, part-time. That is what you're asking. Yeah? So you could see mtu kama this guy, Jessica Calcott, is part-time because of 0.9. Part-time, full-time, full-time, full-time. Yeah. So that is also another thing you could do even with this FTE. Just trying to understand your data. What is it? Yeah, I think that is what you could look at. And also, you could even think of employee ID. This is also another thing that you could split. If you look at it, we have PR 00147, PR 04686, and then maybe think that PR is standing in for department, and then 00147 is standing in for employee number. Yeah. So there are other formulas that we talked about, which is equaling to maybe the left. So we want to pick left, and then you are being asked number of characters. We want to pick 2 characters. So we know that the employee ID contains the first 2 letters, which stands in for the department, and then the next 4, which stand in for the employee number. Is it 4 or 5? The next 5 stands in for employee number. Then you do enter. So PR going down, SQ imetoa hizo, right? And then you could have maybe another column that is talking about employee number. So you could say here is department, then you could say here is employee number. Yeah, I don't know what type that, but we could say one time. You could say right, and then text is this. How many how many number of characters? We want to pick 5. And then it's that. Instead of doing that, we could do text to column and come here and say it's is it delimited? But you could say it is fixed width. Fields are aligned in columns with spaces between each field. Can we split it using this? Let me just see. Yeah. So kunakuwa na ka line fulani hapa which you can draw. Yeah. You see, once you get here, you could just drag this nini and then drag it up to there. So you can see it's separating it into PR and Apple. And then next, PR is highlighted, and then say finish. Okay. So the only issue is we'll need to create a space here first. Then come here and say text to column, and then say fixed width. Next, drag it up to there. Then next, finish. Why is it telling us that there's already data there? Let me check this one. Let me see if it's going to work if we do that. Okay, do you want to replace it? Okay. Why was it picking this one? Control Z. Yeah, it was telling us that there's data already here, which I don't understand why. Delete. Unless there's a specification that we have put, but there's a that way for you to convert column. Which I don't think. To create a break line, click at the desired position. To delete a break line, double click on the line. Cancel. Let me just check if we insert information there, if it's working. Fixed width, and then put it up to that. Okay. Yeah, I see here. So you're being told destination. So where are we going to paste it? This one. So destination, you could maybe select this and say enter, and then finish. I don't understand why. Okay. Oh yeah. So it has worked. So this is it. So it's going to, it thinks there is data, but I think that was blank. There's blanks here and there. So we could just replace it and then rename this one to employee ID. The only issue is now it will not understand that the zeros that we wrote, these zeros zenye ziko hapa. Yeah, and that's why now here the right function, the right or the left function now works better than this splitting. So it doesn't understand that we have five digits to mean an employee number, so 00147, because it might be that inaandikwa kwa even a tag or something, 00147. So this one works better in this case as compared to this one. Yeah, but I was showing you that there's another way for you to trim or to split, sorry. So that is the text to columns. So in terms of splitting, we look at what we call Power Query tomorrow. So for us to just understand how we can quicken this process, it's easier with Power Query as compared to this going around and looking at things by some sort of a naked eye. So, but with Power Query, it will tell you that this column has blanks, this column has structural issues and things like that. So we'll see that tomorrow. And then within that same tomorrow, we can perform some few data analytics here and there so that we beat some deadlines. Is there any question? I want to give you a certain data that is very dirty also. So you clean it today, tomorrow you can present it and see, we see what you've done. You can present it during the class. Yeah, but it's not a huge thing for you to worry about. It's just a small thing. Any question?